Good morning, everybody, and welcome to 12 Volt News.
That's right.
I'm your host, Dean, my co-host, Fernando. And no news would be complete without the weather. So let's head over to the weather room and see what it's like. I don't know, I still feel like we need to slow it down. Maybe make it a good 10 seconds.
So I make new ones.
Yeah.
Like the whole things.
Yeah. It's just not ready yet.
No. It's just a minute.
Well, that wasn't a minute. That was like 3
No,
seconds.
I know, but I'm like
a minute's too long. I mean, like one, five good seconds. That's I don't know. That's
7 seconds.
That's fast, man. That's fast. But anyways, who cares about that? How's everybody doing?
5 seconds, 20 something.
No, let's make it 7. What's up, Car Gift? How are you doing this morning in
Good morning.
Portugal?
Good morning.
Good morning, Dave in Vermont.
That's right.
Ron checking in at 73 in North Carolina. Mr. Van Hoy, 67 and sunny in Kentucky.
Wow.
66 in Tennessee. Good
morning.
Tennessee. It is going to be 91 in South Carolina. Oh, that's going to be miserable for you guys, man. That is going to be rough. But you'll do.
Yeah.
What's up, Mr. William? How are you today? Monroe checking in at Springfield, Massachusetts at 60 and rainy with a high of 77. And it's going to be 70 in Minnesota. Don't you know? Forgot to put Fernando's name in the comment. I'll have to check. Oh, he might have done it. I don't know. Maryland's in the house. What's up, guys?
What's
How are
up?
you, Frank? Paul, good day. God bless. Good bless. Blessed. Lots of blessing going on.
That's
I feel like
right.
the Pope. Frost starting at 1 a.m. in Zurich, New England.
New Zealand.
That's what happens when you read fast.
Yeah. Right.
80 in Detroit. God, I remember those nice hot summer days in Michigan. Just like it was 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 40 years ago.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, moved here when I was 10.
Wow.
I know. Shut up.
And you're going to be 50.
60 in Vermont.
What's up? Hey, Marty.
How you
Florida.
doing? Yep. Checking in. You're bringing back flashbacks to old songs in Tennessee. I know, right? It's just the name.
Right.
It's just what happens. Hello, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning, gents. What's up from PA? Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going there.
That's where you're going.
You're going. Those are those god awful tickets.
That's great.
What do we got here?
That's great.
Yep, got it.
What's up?
So anyways, thank you for checking in. Of course,
right.
Feel free to check in and comment about the news that we're going to bring you. This was a slow news week.
Yeah, that was nothing.
I mean, which what to expect. You roll into the summer and there's not a lot going on.
You're rolling into the summer like nothing.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like, yeah, you're not going to see much. Yeah,
right.
Michigan in June is better. Enjoy it before it snows. Yeah. Okay, so like I went back to Michigan. I don't know. This is probably 2020. Anyways, I went back to the parts of Michigan I was from, not where my dad was from, because his is totally different. They had cornfields and shit.
All right,
but it was.
I like corn for you.
Huh?
I like corn.
No, man, it's just creepy. Anyways, there's a smell like the like blossoms and stuff like that like I had totally forgot about, and it was like, oh wow, it was just like totally nostalgic, and it was like
about to cry?
We don't have that.
Right.
No, not cry. I was just like, wow, you didn't realize like how much you missed it. It's kind of like finding a food that you had like when you were on the hunt for the ultimate taco to make you feel like you were a kid again. And you went through that.
Right now.
Yeah, it was that.
Yeah.
It was basically the same thing, but this was something that I didn't know I was missing.
Right.
And then I felt bad because I was
memory.
like, I would never feel this again because I'm not going back there. I mean, The only way we'd go back to Michigan at this point is if
you go visit.
No, I don't know. I have no one there I want to go visit. I mean, I have relatives there, but if Alpine.
No, I'm just saying, like.
Well, no, Alpine's
okay,
there, so Alpine would be the only reason we'd go to Michigan. Like if Alpine wanted us to come out and do something, then I would go to Michigan. But other than that, yes, fresh air, which is funny considering it's Michigan. I mean, technically we have fresher air here, you would think, because we're on the Gulf. But
what's happening, Kenny? Up, a little bit up, right there.
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about.
Crazy.
That's what brought that whole nostalgia trip there. Victoria, Canada, 52, solid rain.
I'm sorry.
We had some rain this week. We're probably going to get some rain today.
Yeah.
I prefer burnt coil smell, which is funny because like when I was at the SPL thing, when I was telling you when I walked into the SPL side of Emma, and I was like, this ain't an SPL show. I don't smell burnt voice coil.
Now, my question for that is because that was Emma. And it's rules, it's everything has to be that.
No, I think it's
outside
just
of
they don't have basketball big gulp sipping white guys that will like
they
go in all head first, charging, balls to the wall, baby.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you go to Russia and you see these gigantic subwoofers and everything.
Yeah.
That would be my question. If you're outside of Emma,
well, the Russians
audio.
come to Emma and destroy. So that was the one nice thing that Swedish Peter was talking about is that a lot of these guys have been competing for years.
Yeah, but like forget about Emma. Just like a regular car audio.
I mean, who knows?
Think it's like,
who knows? I mean, I'm sure. I mean, because keep in mind, the only people that were at the Emma show were Emma members. So if you weren't an Emma member, you didn't come. So there was no. I mean, but the competitors can compete with whatever they want, but there was no sundown.
No.
But I mean, no sundown. I mean, those are kind of like the guys.
No, nothing, guys.
Yeah, I'm from Michigan. Pontiac.
No crying for totally crying. Totally
it's
crying.
Tacos. I mean, I could go for tacos. I mean, they don't have great, but whatever. Trinidad Tobago in the house. What's up? Anyways, I was saying, this is slow news week, but we do have some news. And what I like about this news week is that there's just enough nonsense in the news to where it's gonna fill the show. All right. I mean, I know what you're saying. Whatever. All right. Let's. What's up, John? Mr. John? How are you? All right, so let's head over here to the news.
I like that.
Put us down here in the bottom corner. Metra introduces new sub enclosures.
Yes.
Now, I saw this come across my desk earlier this week, and I was like, oh, pretty cool. And I was talking to Paul about it yesterday because I wanted to make sure, him being the box buying fiend that he is, he's a box buying fiend. And these boxes do look oddly familiar to other boxes made by other manufacturers. So the natural question was, these claim to be made in the U.S., at least in the post that I read.
Yep.
So they couldn't be from some of the other providers of subwoofer enclosures because a lot of those are not made in the U.S. They come from overseas. So in talking to Metra, Paul did discover that, yes, they are using a U.S. vendor to make these. And basically, yeah, it's pretty cool. What is your take on this? Go ahead.
No, I mean, for me, it's Metra is trying to become like one-stop shop, right?
Well, okay.
They
are a one-stop shop. What I think they're trying to do is complement some of their installs. So, like, I look at it like Stinger came out with the Jeep box. Okay, it's one box. Then they came out with the F-150 under seat box.
Right.
So they were the first one to, go. Lay down the gauntlet and say, here we go, bro. Stinger's making boxes.
Yep.
So, I mean, Metra had no other, they had to respond. I mean, they make parts for these cars. So, if you're going to buy a Dodge Ram dash kit, why would you not buy a Dodge Ram box and stuff like that? So, to start with, the enclosures they are coming out with are for a lot of the trucks. So, like Dodge Ram, Toyotas, Fords, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, as time goes on, we may see the line expand. We just have to see how it goes. I feel like they're buying off the shelf SKUs at the moment.
Right now, yes.
But I think, they probably have in the works things like a Jeep box and stuff like that.
Well, this new thing of subwoofers is not like they wake up and they say, all right, let's just do subwoofers. They thought about it.
Well, no,
They've
yes.
been thinking about it and doing this. So, yeah, I mean.
Although you never know.
Not?
You never know. They might have just woke up and said, God, why don't we do this? And made a phone call.
The only thing is like subwoofers, radios, amplifiers.
I mean, we know
they
things.
came out with radios back in the day.
They did have radios back in the day. So will we see a newer radio at some point to go against a high 10? I mean, who knows?
It's a competition, guys.
I mean, right now, probably not.
No,
that'll lean into one of the other. Yes, that'll lean into something we're going to talk about in a little bit.
Yeah, but if you are interested on one of these subwoofer boxes from Metra, yeah.
I think it's. I feel for dealers like us, this is going to be a. Sounds like. Yes, there is insider information. Ill-gotten insider information.
Hey, buenos días, Eddie.
But I think for dealers like us that are already ordering from Metra and are ordering boxes from a third party, if these are competitive, it's just easier for us to, when as a dealer you have to order from fewer manufacturers or fewer sources, it just makes things a little bit easier. Yeah. So I feel this is. If they pick the right mix of boxes and then, of course, start adding in boxes that they want.
Well, and the description says what they do and everything, how they made it. And it's like, very good, very good. So
we'll see how that plays out, but pretty excited for that. Moving on to the next story. I almost put this in here as a joke because I know last week, one of the comments, I don't remember who said it, was, if I got to hear about another side-by-side, upgrade, I'm going to lose it. So DD Audio's Harley Bag Saddle Kit. Now, this is, okay, so we know what they had to do to get the one-stop shopping. Marty's in the house. We know what Rockford had to do to create their saddlebag box. Like, and when we did the Rockford documentary, they took us along, and that was part of the show, especially in the install bay, was they showed us how the transition through concept to final product went and all the steps along the way. I thought that was really cool. And a lot of research and development that went into it. Yeah. Not saying that DD Audio didn't do that. I mean, it looks like they came up with a pretty unique design here. Yep. But knowing how bad the Rockford one sounds for the amount of effort they put into it, okay? And I mean that not in a bad way, but like in a way of like somebody that can appreciate bass, how bad a motorcycle subwoofer sounds. I look at this and I'm like, this has got to be terrible. I mean, it's an 8. It's their whole sales gimmick on this is that you get to keep some of the room, like they show the right. And it's like, I don't know, man. I'm just like, wow, okay. Parking lot pounders.
Like, it's really hard to get bass in a car.
Extremely hard.
And now trying to get bass in a motorcycle. Yeah. Yes, exactly. It's like, it's almost impossible. So for the amount of bass that you have from Rockford, it's like, it's decent, right? So all the technology that invest and the hard work and everything they do, it's like,
well, what I'm saying, I'm not knocking their box. Right. I'm just saying the amount of effort and money that you put in to get the amount of bass that you got is not all that great, but it's a motorcycle. And all I'm saying is something this small, I don't know what you're going to get out of this. It'd be interesting to hear this at some point and be like, oh, okay.
I mean, if it's out there, it's because
I don't know, man. I mean, that's motorcycle bass. I mean, they should just tune the exhaust pipes to oscillate at the song frequency, because that would be fun. I mean, motorcycle exhaust has a ton of bass. It'd be nice to just get it to go with the song, Yeah, that would be cool. It'll never do it. I know. I'm not a motorcycle guy.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
All right, so moving on. Take that one as you will. I always liked it because I knew it'd freak you guys out. king of CarPlay and Android Auto.
That is correct.
Now this, okay, so this is an. All right, so first off, let me share this. Let me go back to us here, and this needs a little bit of preface, as it were. Okay. We get our news stories from CE Outlook most of the time. We get other ones here and there, just sprinkles in, and stuff that comes across our desk, things that you share. Bobby Burkett, Uncle Bobby B, as we all know and love, shared a story with me this week about how Fox Acoustics, Fox Box, are this truck right here out of frame has a nice Fox Box. MDF is nearly impossible to get right now, so he's switched from MDF to Birch. Fun stories like that we get throughout the week are great. And if they're newsworthy, we share them, just like that one we just shared. However, most of the time, CE Outlook is a forward-facing industry, but they talk about cool stuff that we know you'd like, because it is Consumer Electronics Outlook. And that takes me back to why I'm prefacing this, and we'd like to thank CE Outlook. But let me go back to this. So they said, whoa, that was weird. Hold on. Gotta shut that off. Then do that. There we go. Hit the right buttons. Okay. They sat down and interviewed the CEO of Boss.
Yes.
Which was really good. And I only say this because, some of you guys like to read and like to get inside information on stuff. And I'm going to put it out to you to go back and read the whole article if you're interested in it. But I will summarize, as often we do. Where's it at? Is it this one? Yeah, no. All right. Tariff. No. Yeah, there it is.
No, I mean, the interview they did to him, it's great, And
yeah. So for those who don't know, the CEO
Sam.
is Sam. Sam Rod. Yeah, I'm not gonna butcher his last name. Yeah. Okay, we'll go with Rabani. Ah, damn it. God, I love Friday mornings. And what they talk about in the article is, if you guys haven't been following along, Boss is the #1 selling radio right now. They killed it. And Sam kind of gives you a breakdown of when Boss started, their position in the industry. A lot of people have wrote them off as cheap, non-reliable products. And he really goes to bat for his company and kind of defends and educates people on what's happening. The last line, I think, is the most prominent, where it says, Boss currently employs 120 people, 25 of them involved in research and development, including 7 engineers. And what the article is basically, 2 things the article talks about. One is how hard it is to build a radio currently, and shortages and stuff like that. And 2 is how they have strategically position themselves with building better products and more products than most in the industry, for 1, to increase buying power, 2, just get more radios out there without the nonsense that's involved in a lot of manufacturing, reading deep into the story. Yeah. So, and also to remind and educate people that, Boss isn't the same company they were 10 years ago. They weren't the same company they were 5 years ago.
Right.
There's a lot that they've changed now that they're a bigger company, and getting products out to the consumers faster. So it was an interesting read. What was your take on it?
For sure. Like what you say, Boss is not the same as 5 years ago. They trying to catch up with all this technology and make the products better, right?
Yes.
So I was surprised, because in the end, it's like they tell how many people they employ. They have 120 people. 7 of them, they are engineers.
8. It was 8.
8.
8. Yeah, it was 8.
7, 8. They are engineers. So it's like they still have people behind the product and trying to make it better. How the time goes on and on and on. So,
and that was another part of the article. Boss has figured out social media algorithm. No, they employ people to handle that. So Boss does put a lot of effort into. So one of the things that he talks about is changing the strategy. Like most manufacturers, the strategy is always the same: go after retailers, go after big box retailers, and that's not always the key. One of the things that when we started the 5-star channel was to not go after installers and retailers. It was to go after consumers. We wanted to talk directly to you, the consumer, and give you something to be entertained with, learn from, whatever. That was always the plan for us. And when we approach a manufacturer to do advertising or something like that, we're like, look, we're talking to the consumer to have them come into a retailer, or whether it be brick and mortar or online. When you look at like Kicker's strategy for social, when they do like the motocross and the dirt racing and all that stuff, they're going after consumers that might not necessarily be into car audio to rope them into car audio. It's a new way of thinking, believe it or not, for these older people that run these companies. A lot of the times that we talk to people, we're dealing with like I consider myself not that old, even though Fernando keeps reminding me that I am. But a lot of these guys in these companies just don't understand modern social networking / advertising, and it's hard to get them to realize like, hey, you need to do this. Boss has employed people to take care of this, so that's why it's becoming one of the brands. A great example of that is like Scar. Scar is like the #1 Google hit, man. He's a young dude running that company, and he puts a lot of effort into it and a lot of Google dollars. Yeah. So these are going to be the winners. Correct. If you can't deal with social media, then you're pretty much out.
That's right. Yeah. He's putting out there what the people want. So
and there again, this is not an endorsement for Boss by any means. It's just a really cool article. Anytime you can hear from a CEO of a company, I find it somewhat refreshing and fun, and it just peels back the curtain just a little bit to see what it is they're actually thinking.
Correct. Yeah.
Which I think is cool. Yeah. All right, moving on to the next story. Let's see if we can figure this out and do it right. Tariff updates on tariffs. Remember tariffs? Remember when former president, what's his name, Trump, decided that he was going to punish the Chinese at the tune of about $800 to $1,000 per American. Yeah, I don't understand how that works, but there again, I'm not into the politico of all of this. All I know is that products cost me more money, and somehow that's punishing China. I don't know. I understand the grand scheme of things. It was to hopefully get things made here in the U.S. Now we're several years down the road. The tariffs are getting ready to expire. And we're in that strange point of, do we want to keep taxing American people in the hopes that someone will start making stuff here in the U.S.? And, of course, the money goes to the government, which whatever political party you're on, giving money to the government always seems like a bad idea. I always thought, but there again, I don't really follow politics. I'm not trying to take this from a political standpoint, more of somebody that is uneducated and really doesn't understand the concept, but here's how it kind of looks to me. So there's two sides of the coin. Keep the tariffs going and use them for leverage to the Chinese, which to me, there again, uneducated commenter really doesn't understand, but I look at it as, and please in the comments, don't bother to educate me on this, because I don't really kind of care. I do, but I don't, and I'm not. What you have to say probably won't help. Just being honest. Looking at it like, how are we punishing the Chinese is all I need to know, because it hasn't slowed down consumer desire. If anything, right now the consumer demand is up through the roof. Yep. And so, what are we doing? I mean, who's bargaining? The products are selling. They're selling like hotcakes. They never missed a beat. Like, they didn't slow down. The only difference is now we're paying more for them, and the money is going to our government. Yeah. So China doesn't care. They haven't missed a beat. They're still making stuff. So I don't know where the leverage is going to be there.
They get their money.
Do we want to have Chinese companies come to the United States and open businesses? I don't know. I mean, it just seems kind of silly to me. And with prices rising through, I paid $5.50 a gallon this morning for gas. Huh? Yeah, that's 3 times more than I was paying this time last year.
$4.70 something.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. So yeah, if I could save an extra $800 to $1,000 a year just by tariffs that aren't doing anything for anybody go away, yeah, I'm cool with that. Yeah. So I mean, there again, I'm not a politico. I don't get into this. This is more of an article that the tariffs are coming to a point to where they're going to expire. And do we A, renew them, or do we B, say, no, keep them in place because we can use it as bargaining chips to bargain I don't know what. Because, if I'm still making $20, I don't really care.
I mean, $20 is $20.
Exactly. So, yeah, it's an interesting way to look at things. That I just don't understand. Yeah. The Buick brand is huge in China, not related, but somewhat interesting. I mean, there's a lot of things that just don't make sense.
Yeah.
I'll take the political standpoint. Let the tariffs expire. There you go. And I'm with you. I mean, listen, if it could save me money, hey, look, man, if you give me a coupon for $1 off of something, and I got it in my pocket, I'm gonna use it. Yeah. It's just how the world works. I mean, why would you not? So, hey,
that's how it works, huh?
It's. I just never understood it, man. It's like, I mean, we've talked about it here privately many times, and it just never made any sense.
Yep.
All right. Well, anyways, not ending on that note. Just so you guys know, today is Friday. Tomorrow is Saturday. Saturday is the big show, as we like to call it. At 6 o'clock every Saturday, we do the live show over on the main 5-star page. This subwoofer sitting right here over Fernando's shoulder, that is the giveaway. We're giving this away. That is the Focal Access 10-inch subwoofer that we featured in the car.
Focal Auditor.
What did I say?
Access.
I don't know why I keep calling it Access. It's brain. It's just too much going on.
It's just an oldie.
Yeah. Kicking the cobwebs out. Anyways, this is the auditor woofer that was featured in the car labs that we put into Haley's car. And yes, if you stayed to the very end, we did get some smoke out of it. It still works, but we're not giving it away in the sense that we want you to put it in your car. If you want to put it in your car, what is the point of shutting it off? Okay. If you want to put it in your car, put it in your car. Go do whatever you like with it. It really doesn't matter. It's signed. It's sealed. How do you get it is really the question you want to know. Go to Focal America on Instagram. That is Focal America, and follow. So, and then take a screenshot and send the screenshot to dandfchristmas@yahoo.com. That's is right. dandfchristmas@yahoo.com. Send us that screenshot. I had someone go, I don't have Instagram. I guess I won't qualify. So what you're trying to tell me is you don't know anybody that has Instagram. You don't know anyone that has Instagram that could follow the page and send you a screenshot. I mean,
all right.
It's not hard, guys. Be creative.
In the end of the
one
day,
entry per email.
No.
One entry per email.
Like,
in the end of the day.
If you don't have an Instagram, well, you're not gonna enter. No.
I'm just saying. I was like, you don't have a kid, you don't have a nephew, you don't have no one with Instagram that you can just walk over and go, hey, can you do this for me, Jim at work? Jim might like car audio. I don't know. I'm just saying. I just need a screenshot, man. We just want somebody to follow the page.
That's right.
But anyways, it's in celebration of the first successful run of their advertising campaign they did with us. We have a new advertising campaign that is going to start here with them. It's either going to be Moscone or Gladen, I think. Right.
You're in Tinder?
I'm not on Tinder.
Oh, man.
I'm married. Why would I be on Tinder? I'm only on Tinder. I'm reading this.
Yeah, I know, but that was
but I said, so it is a Focal sub sign. Haley will sign it. It'll be all three of us. So we're going to give it away tomorrow on the show.
Yeah.
So make sure you get those emails in. You got till tomorrow when we start the show. I mean, we start the show at 6. So as long as you're in by 6, you have a chance to win. We're excited. We want someone's going to have a good fun. It's going to look really cool on somebody's shelf is basically how I think about it.
Oh, in the trunk.
Some guys are going to use it. It's whatever works for you. There's no warranty. So if you break it, don't call me. Because, but it is broken in.
That definitely
that is for sure.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it.
Fernando filming the flex video. A little too hard.
I like it.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the news. We hope you had a good time. We hope you enjoyed it and you know a little bit more about what's happening in the 12-volt industry. You guys have a great rest of your week. We'll see you tomorrow. Make sure to tune in on Instagram for the daily 5 minutes with 5-star that is never 5 minutes. We try so hard. It never works out.
Never.
You guys have a great time. We'll see you later. Bye.